uncultured American? I'm assuming they have a bacterial infection, as that'd be the closest the average American gets to any type of culture. Ugh. That's diabolical. What's your favorite food from your country? The most delicious dish. What you might favor for breakfast might differ from what you might favor for lunch, dinner, dessert. You kind of get my drift, right? So what are your favorite foods as it pertains to those meals that come from your country? Because that is very important in today's context. There was an American that obviously posted something diabolical, as always. We love doing that. We love making ourselves look incredibly interesting on the internet. And it had to do with their perception of French bakeries, which, by the way, if you guys have been to bakeries throughout France, how did you like them? I've heard really good things. Whatever the case may be, the bread looks absolutely delectable. I gotta try it. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. If you guys are returning viewers, welcome back. Please help us hit 1 million subscribers by liking this video and subscribing if you haven't already. And this is the post we have in question. Dear France, I went to a bakery in your country and I'm not impressed. Sincerely, a cultured American. What's crazy to me is if you look at this image, look at all those delectable pastries. They look like pastries to me. Could just be regular bread, but they look like pastries. They look delicious. Like, how could you say that this is bad? Anyways, you can see the comments on the post, right? It's like 541 comments and only 42 likes. So 42 uncultured souls like this post. Now listen, I'm not saying you got to like everything you ingest in your body in different countries. You could hate everything. You could hate all the food. I know that one of the things that I did not like for a long time when I was younger was Chinese food. I absolutely hated it. Now, I didn't have the Chinese food from China, but I did go over to one of my friend's houses who was Chinese. Parents are from China, and she was living in the United States, but they were making, food from back home. And I wasn't really a fan of it because I had the Americanized Chinese food and I was used to that. And I'm like, where's the sugar? Where's the grease? It's missing something. It's missing the taste of a possible heart attack. My poor American palate had been converted to whatever it got converted to when I was very, very young. So I wasn't able to appreciate authentic Chinese food, and it kind of messed me up a little bit. But in this case, I'm just like, what? You've tried all the bakeries in France, all of them? Because I will say this, you might accidentally stumble across some like not so great places, and that'll shape your entire opinion of the country you're traveling to. I had to give myself some grace when I was traveling to Germany because there were a lot of places I traveled to and I had food from there, or I'm like, oh, the food's not really that good here, but I know that there's a better spot that's a better representation of what I'm actually looking for. If I was looking for Käsespätzle in Germany and I go to a place that makes dog shit Käsespätzle, I'm not going to say that Käsespätzle is bad in all of Germany because I haven't tried all the Käsespätzle in Germany. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, let me give myself 3 more restaurants to try out. And if they all taste very similar, I might not like Käsespätzle. And to me, it might just be terrible. But no, I tried like 3 more spots and they're all amazing. And I'm like, wow, it's just the one spot that made it really weird. So it's a net positive for me. I think you have to allow yourself some wiggle room when it comes to like making a judgment call like that. But I could be wrong. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below because the comment section absolutely went crazy as per usual. What? Why? It looks great. They could have at least said what they were expecting. Yeah, that's another thing I was thinking of too. What was this user expecting in the first place? Like Dunkin' Donuts? Krispy Kreme? You were expecting sugary, buttery pastries? Now, they are buttery. Don't get me wrong. I think the French love to butter the hell out of their bread because French style bread in general, like I feel like they love butter. Like they love butter just as much, if not more than us Americans. And not in the same sense as like putting it in every dish. I don't know how like their dishes are and stuff like that besides the bread. The bread's just divine. Like, I'm like, oh, this is French bread. I'm like, well, if this is French bread, you guys, this stuff tastes real good. I've never been to France. I have been to France, but it doesn't really count. I've been to France during a layover and I also flew through Air France as well. And so I had some dishes from France. Like, I mean, one of the things they did give me was, some bread. So I was very impressed. It was delicious. Now, I know that's not the actual experience of going through the country and getting to see the shops, the bakeries and things of that nature, but I had no complaints when it came to the bread. Okay. Now, I will will say y'all do have some strange dishes when it comes to dessert, but we'll get into that later. They probably think a bakery and a patisserie are the same thing, and they were missing the patisserie pastries. Probably not as cultured as he wish he is. We love to say that we're cultured. We love to say it until we're blue in the face. And no matter how many times we say it, actions speak louder than words. And sometimes our actions don't line up with our words. And by sometimes, it's a lot of the time. Okay. So he was absolutely cooked, like very cooked the second he posted this. But I feel like we're in a day and age where people just don't understand the concept of actions having consequences. People will post things and stand on it, and they don't realize how ridiculous they sound until the internet claps back. So that's why we're here. Dear American, nobody gives a shit, sincerely, the entirety of Europe. And I've been getting a lot more of that sentiment a lot lately from a lot of these videos, a lot of Americans saying crazy stuff on the internet, but somehow the post still gets a lot of traction. So that means people are talking about it because it's some outlandish stuff that just makes a lot of us Americans look not that great. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying every American's been posting diabolical stuff, but the diabolical things that are being posted that happen to come from Americans make waves because of how wildly dumb they are. And I'm like, who lets you get access to a keyboard, man? Who lets you get access to the internet? Because good Lord, clearly you have a very interesting way of navigating that people don't agree with. And you think you're cooking with your very based opinions. It's weird. I think it's so strange. Again, I feel like sometimes people should think about what they say before they say it, but sometimes they do think about what they say before they say it and post it anyways because they're like, well, fine, challenge me. I have an opinion that you're not going to like, which is totally fine, by the way. It's okay to post opinions that most people disagree with, but you can't be surprised when you have a wave of interesting comments in your direction that might not be pleasant. But to say that you've seen their bakeries in France, we're assuming that maybe you've tried all of them. Perfect way of describing how everybody feels. I don't give a fuck. That's basically sums it up. Like, who cares? Obviously, people know the food's still good. And if you don't like it, you're missing out. That's fine. More for me. Yanks and culture don't belong in the same sentence. Ironically, I bet you this individual went home and in the middle of one of his discussions with his American buddies, he's like, I think it's the French in me that really identifies what quality bread is. And when I went to France, I was thoroughly disappointed because they didn't have the type of bread that my French bloodline really craved in that moment. This seems like a standard bakery. What's the issue? I don't see any issue at all, but maybe it didn't have all the crazy amenities that some of the bakeries in the United States have. Now, we have some banger bakeries in the United States, but again, when you travel to a different country, that's what you're signing up for. You're signing up for a different experience. You're not signing up to go to a different area that has the exact same stuff that you have back home. Because then what was the point of you traveling? It wasn't paired with boxed wine and corn syrup and guns. I knew it was missing something. I didn't quite have it on the tip of my mind, but now that you say it, corn syrup and guns really stood out to me, especially the guns. You guys didn't have guns in your bakeries. What's wrong with you? No guns? Huh? Everybody knows the best combo on the planet is a nice, juicy donut with a Glock. Glock in this hand and a donut in this hand. I suspect no donuts, at least according to the picture. That's 100% what it was. They went to every bakery. They probably saw they did not have donuts. And they're like, you call this a bakery? Where are the donuts, nerd? It's crazy because the bakeries that I saw myself throughout Germany, when I went to travel to Germany, for instance, right, I was blown away. I was so blown away with how many different options of bread they had out there. Now, France, I've never been walking around France before and into an actual French bakery, so I don't know what that life is like. I've had French bread before in an airport terminal. That does not count, but I'm gonna say it does. I know you guys are like, James, it doesn't count at all, but let's say it does. That was good, but I don't think that was the actual experience of what having bread from a bakery in France would be like, because that wasn't from a bakery. The bakeries I did go to in Germany, loved it, loved it, loved it. There were hundreds of different varieties of different types of bread. There were hundreds of different varieties of different types of pastries as well. It was remarkable. And the thing is, one thing that I thought that was crazy, and I've said it over and over and over again, and I'll say it 1,000 times more on this channel, so to get used to it, I felt amazing after eating the bread. I didn't feel tired and groggy and lethargic. Those are all things I feel whenever I'm done eating bread in the United States. Also, we are going to cover this later, but did you guys hear about that outbreak happening right now in the United States? The parasite that's messing up people's guts, and it's attached to like vegetables and fruit and stuff like that, because we decided to omit a very critical part of our food evaluation process. Cultured. LMAO. Every single one of these pastries looks phenomenal, and I bet they taste even better. Please, cultured American, please go back to the United States. We don't deserve your presence here. Sincerely, a Euro poor. If you have to convince the world that you're cultured, you're probably not. You know what I mean? Like, people will just be able to tell through your actions and stuff. But clearly, them showing this delicious bakery and just slam dunking on that and all the other bakeries just lets me know this person obviously has a fried palate. But that's actually kind of a popular thing in the United States. Unfortunately, we're very used to what we've had for a long time. So all the chemicals and things that are in the food do affect the tastes that we prefer, the tastes and flavors that we're looking for whenever we go to establishments like this, just because that's how the food has affected us as people over the years. Now, I love the bread, and that bakery looks delicious. Okay. I might put on like 20 kilos if you keep me in that bakery too long. I'm just saying. That was my first thought also. What's with corn syrup anyway? Do they know that you can make food without it? Apparently not. It's a byproduct from their early corn subsidies that were meant to exclude foreign corn sold on the US market. It's now produced in such vast quantities that it can't be sold without a loss in revenue without the states buying corn at normal market price to carry the industry. That has led to a market full of really cheap federal corn that is then sold to make other products such as high fructose corn syrup that is then way cheaper to use than refined sugar from other sources. The same with cheese. Vast stores of cheese is kept in underground facilities. The U.S. has really shot itself in the foot on multiple occasions. And that was incredibly informative because I did not know the corn syrup rabbit hole went that deep. I just thought that, well, I guess this does line up with what I low-key thought. I'm like, oh, what is a cheaper way we can make the products that we're trying to buy from other countries and stuff like that, right? And corn syrup. I mean, obviously, the corn that we had in the United States, like, manufacturing that in a cheap way to have it spread throughout all of our products and essentially poison the people for profit. Guess it makes sense if you're trying to make a quick buck. Cultured American? I'm assuming they have a bacterial infection, as that'd be the closest the average American gets to any type of culture. Ugh. That's diabolical. Oh my God. What the fuck? A bacterially cultured American? God, those chocolate brioche are to die for. My uncle lives in France, and whenever I visit, I load up on those like a fucking junkie. Would recommend. I'm telling you, we can go through that whole image, look at every one of those pastries, and it looks, absolutely delectable. Double. But yeah, this is a short video just pointing out something dumb one of us Americans said. It's going to happen on a daily basis. As long as there's the internet and we have access to keyboards, you will see some dumbassery from not just us, I mean, the rest of the world too. But we just love to lead the charge and dumb shit that motherfuckers be saying.